Hello. Anybody hear me? There seems to be a little bit of problem this evening with getting on to the live stream. I've been trying for the last 10 minutes. There seems to be some problems with connections, but it seems like I'm finally on. Hello, hi. Yes, I'm very sorry, kids. I didn't mean to be late. I've been trying since about 6:45, but for some reason, the software just refused to work, and I'm not able to show any PowerPoint slides this evening. So, hello, hi. Hello. Hi, Jiaen. I'm seeing you. Nicole, Ziting, I see you. Again, yes, okay. Yes, Jiaen, right? Great. Okay. Glad to see everybody. Let me just pop this chat out. Okay, wonderful. Yes, who is this? Yes, I have. Okay, Jaden Sim, welcome. Right, I'm seeing you. I was just telling the rest, kids, I'm very sorry today. I'm not able to show the PowerPoint slides because for some odd reason, the program's not working. So I'm actually live streaming off of the web browser right now on YouTube. I'm having some trouble making the software work. Give me a minute, all right? Settle in for a while. Yes, it is indeed a rainy day, Ziti. Weather has been rather wet, but it's nice and cool. I wonder if y'all can hear me. All right. Okay, so welcome. Hi, okay, I'm sure y'all can see Mr. Hippo there in the background. Yep, he's right up there, okay. Say hello, everybody, Mr. Hippo. Right, so since I'm not able to get the PowerPoint slides working this evening, I'm going to keep the video rather short, okay? I'll just point you out to some revision resources y'all can look at and spend the next few days reviewing. Remember that I have posted some homework for all of you to complete in MC Online. So if you check it back on MC Online and at Modo regularly every evening, of course with your parents' supervision, you'll be able to find that I'll post some exercises, revision notes, and resources every other night. Okay, so check back on Edmodo, check on MC Online. These are the two main areas that you can do your revision. Okay, so remember, if you're not really very sure about when I'm going to be broadcasting again, always look in Class Dojo. Okay, so I will either send a message out to your parents or I'll post the time and the day for the next broadcast. Okay, so there will definitely be a broadcast on Wednesday evening, but I may do something earlier than that. Okay, so look out for that. Again, I will post a message on Class Dojo to let all of you know. Okay, right. Very quickly, just want to point you all to Edmodo this evening. So if you all go to Edmodo right now, you will be able to see that I've posted a new resource. I've collated all the spelling lists from term 1 all the way through to term 4, and I've taken out the composition words. In other words, I've only left the unit 1 all the way to unit 10 vocabulary. Okay, so you can download that Word document with term 1, 2, 3, and 4 vocabulary in your spelling list, and you can use that as a master revision for vocabulary words. Okay, so all the words that have appeared that we've learned from all the way through term 1 to 4 will appear in that document. All right, it's kind of like putting everything together into one document. If you're wondering whether I'll be printing it for you, yes, I'll print it for you, but that will only be on Friday when you return to school. Okay. This will be about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. It'll be a very short video. I will point you out to some resources. I'll take some questions. And then after that, if you all have anything else, you all can just let me know. Okay. So for those of you who just joined in, it's going to be a rather short video. Basically, we are going to look through some resources that are posted for you to revise on. I was just mentioning that you need to check out Edmodo like after this video or while I'm talking to you now. If you are on a computer, you can multitask and have one window with me, the other window go to Edmodo. Download, first of all, a Word document, which is the combined spelling list. I've taken out the composition words because they're not going to be tested. It's only the unit 1 to unit 10 vocabulary words, unit 11 vocabulary words that I've put in there. Go and look through all these words. These are words that appear in your spelling list that we've already been tested on. Take that down. And if you want to, you can print it out. Then you won't need my printout when I give it out on Friday. That's the first file I want you to look at. The second file is a PowerPoint slide entitled Combined Synthesis. So basically what I've done is I've taken all of the synthesis questions from term 1 to term 4, from unit 1 to unit 11, and I'm basically combining all of these synthesis PowerPoints together. This PowerPoint slide you can download and review so that you can revise through all your unit booklets, right? This will be easier than flipping through unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, all through to unit 11. It's going to be quite tedious if you want to go through all of the unit booklets to revise your synthesis, which is at the end of each booklet. So I've taken it out, the teaching slides, I put them together, and I've posted them in Edmodo for you to refer to and do a quick review and revision. Hi, Sishan, welcome. If you've just joined us, tonight's video will be rather brief because, one, I don't want to keep you on a Sunday evening, and two, the PowerPoint slides don't seem to be working this evening, so I'm not able to broadcast the slides and talk them through, so I'll keep this short. Go to Edmodo this evening, right? Download 2 different files. The first file is a Word document with all the spelling lists combined, okay? The second file is a PowerPoint slide with all the synthesis question types that we've learned from term 1, 2, 3, and 4 combined into one PowerPoint slide, right? So these 2 resources will cover your vocabulary, which is spelling and editing, as well as your synthesis, which is all the synthesis items you've learned from term 1 to term 4. Okay, right? Okay, let's not get distracted, boys and girls. Everyone, quick repeat back to me. What are the 2 items you need to go check out, download, and revise, right? Type your answers in the live chat window that's appearing on my right, your left, okay? All right, everyone. What must you check out this evening? Yes, that's correct. Word document with the spelling list combined. What's the other thing that you need to check out, Jan, or anybody else that's listening in this evening? Yes, very good. Synthesis, right? Done. So the 2 files that I posted this evening are the spelling list combined and the synthesis PowerPoint combined. Okay, so do go check them out. You will need to revise these 2 because I'll be posting future assignments in the next couple of days on Edmodo that will require that you're quite familiar with synthesis and spelling, okay? So please do review them. This evening's video is literally a very short one because, as I was explaining to the rest, for some reason I can't get the software with the PowerPoint slides and me right at the bottom corner to work this evening. So you see I'm like in mode. That's because the PowerPoint slide for some reason is not working, okay? I'll have to troubleshoot the program. I'll have to fix it up. Once it's up and running, I'll announce through ClassDojo and to your parents when the next full live stream and video is going to be. I will likely be covering a few different topics the next time. So remember, we've already covered comprehension closed passage. We've already talked a little about comprehension. So I'll likely be going into synthesis and some of the other components in the next video. Some tips to help you to minimize your mistakes and to be more accurate in your answering. All right, I might do another video very soon on comprehension answering comprehension questions, especially inference questions, which seems to be our weakness as a class, right? Being able to gather the clues together to answer an inference question in comprehension. Okay, so look forward to that. Remember, thank you, Tziting, right? And Nicole, remember to check out the 2 documents I've mentioned this evening. Document 1, spelling list combined. Go and review all of your spelling words that you've learned. And number 2, your synthesis combined, which is all the synthesis strategies spanning units 1 to unit 11. Okay, so in your English files, right? And I'll end today's video by talking about your English files, because I did promise in the last video that I would give you all some tips to revise using your English files. Okay, so in your English files, the booklets that you want to be looking at are your unit booklets, right? So when you go through your unit booklets, right, go through every single page and focus on the pages that to do with synthesis and grammar. Okay, so anything to do with grammar, anything to do with synthesis, review those pages for all of your unit booklets from unit 1 to unit 11. I'm talking about the unit booklets in your English files, okay? The unit booklets in your English files. So for example, Prince Zack and the Wise Frog would be unit 1. It's a yellow booklet, right? It has all of the exercises we did in class has been marked, right? It's in your English file. Unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, all the way through to unit 11. Each unit has a booklet. It's a different colored booklet, right? You've done all the exercises in it. So look through each booklet, focus on the grammar and the synthesis elements of it, okay? So grammar and synthesis, review all of these sections, okay? Then the next thing you need to be looking at in your English file are all of your practice papers and your mastery quizzes, all right? They are in a different section called assessments, right? So all of your Essay 1, Essay 2 papers, all of your mock papers, all of your practice papers, all of your mastery quizzes will be in this second section. Now, also review every one of those papers, every one of those tests, and make sure that you focus on the mistakes that you are making, all right? So it's the same for your unit booklets. It's the same for all your tests and your mock papers. Look for all of the mistakes that you make. Look at the pattern, right? There should be a pattern that follows. You are making a mistake again and again and again. So you know you need to be careful not to make that same mistake again. So this time as you're revising, using your English files, always remember to look out for mistakes, okay? So usually if you're getting a question correct, that means that you've mastered that concept. If you're getting a question wrong, that means that there are certain parts of the idea, the grammar item, the rule you're not sure of, and that's why you're making that mistake, okay? So focus for now on mistakes that you're making. Try to see if there's a pattern and try to tell yourself not to repeat that pattern, not to repeat that mistake again. So one way to revise that Mr. Pang would strongly recommend is to focus on mistakes and then ask yourself why you made that mistake. Was it a careless mistake in that you didn't highlight the right clue, or you left out an alphabet, or you didn't pay attention to the sentence? Now, if it's a careless mistake, then it's just about making sure you're more careful in the next question of a similar type you do. But if it's not a careless mistake, it's a genuine mistake, and you don't know why you got it wrong, ask Mr. Pang or anybody who got that question correct and see if we can explain it to you and you can understand why you made that mistake. Once you learn the reason behind the mistake, you are able to prevent yourself from repeating it. So in the previous video, when we were doing comprehension close, Mr. Pang said this, right? And it's very important you take this away and you remember this. It's more important to know the rule that leads you to the correct answer than it is to know the correct answer itself, right? So if you understand the rule, right, and use it correctly, it doesn't matter what kind of question appears, right? The questions can change, but the rule remains the same, okay? So why do we do so much practice? Why do we look at all the different questions? Why do we try out different papers? It's so that we can see different questions, right, and identify the common rule that runs through all these different questions. If you get the rule right, if you understand the principle or the rule, right, then it doesn't matter how the question changes, you always get it right because you understand the underlying rule that question is built on. Okay, so it's very important to understand the rules of English, the rules of grammar, the rules of writing, the rules of comprehension, so that when you use these rules correctly, you will get your answers correct every single time. Right? There are exceptions, of course. There's sometimes in English when rules are not followed. Right? I talked to you about subject-verb agreement rule being broken by I and you and me. So there are occasions in English where English is quite naughty. It doesn't follow its own rules. But generally, I would say 95% of the time, it follows its own rules. Okay? So go through your English file, look at your unit booklets, focus on the grammar, focus on the synthesis sections, look at all of your past year papers in your English files, your mastery quizzes, your revision papers, your SA1, SA2 papers in your English files, and then look at all your mistakes and try to ask yourself why you made those mistakes and how you can prevent yourself from making those mistakes again. And if you come across, hi Joseph, if you come across any mistakes as you are revising that you don't know or can't remember why you made it or how it is a mistake, please call me, message me, chat with me on Class Dojo, on YouTube, on any of the other channels that you can reach me on, and ask me why, Mr. Pang. Take a snapshot of that mistake, right? Use a mobile phone, your parents' phone, perhaps. Snap a picture of that mistake and send it to me, and ask me, Mr. Pang, I can't remember why I made this mistake, or I don't know why this is a mistake. Can you tell me, explain to me? I will gladly do it for you, because that's how you learn, right? We learn from our mistakes. That's why Mr. Pang always says, it's okay to make mistakes, right? It's okay to make mistakes, but remember, every time you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to learn. If you keep making the same mistake, then that means you're not learning, all right? So I'm all for learning. It's okay to make mistakes, but as you make these mistakes, learn from them, right? Otherwise, they're meaningless and they're worthless, right? Make your mistake worth something. How do you do that? By learning from it. When you learn from a mistake, that mistake becomes very precious and worth making. But if you make a mistake and you repeat that mistake and you don't learn from that mistake, then that mistake becomes worthless and it doesn't help you at all and it wastes your time. So it's okay to make mistakes, yes, but make your mistakes count. Learn from them, right? Exactly, Nicole, right? But in a very practical sense, right? Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? But learn from your mistakes. Understand why. Don't just know what. Don't just know what's the correct answer. Know why that's the correct answer. That's more important. The why is often more important than the what, okay? We're often very, very focused on getting what is the right answer? What is the right answer? But it's more important sometimes to ask, why is it the right answer? Why is it correct? Why is it right? Why is it wrong? Okay, so that's how we learn from our mistakes. So when you're revising your English file, remember to look out for mistakes. They're very good teachers to tell you where your weaknesses are so you do not repeat them again. So weaknesses and failures and mistakes, they are very good in teaching us how to get better. Okay, that's one. Two, look out for patterns of mistakes. If you're making the same types of mistakes over and over again, then there's something you're not seeing or there's something you're not understanding. You need to clarify and ask questions. Okay, and that's what Mr. Pang is here for all of the time. You can reach me in all get. So for those of you who are just joined in, like Joseph, remember 2 documents to download in Edmodo. Your Word document, I've combined all of the spelling words that are important from term 1 all the way to term 11. Go check that. I'm sorry, term 1 to term 4, unit 1 to unit 11. We only have 4 terms and 11 units. And the other document in Edmodo is the PowerPoint slide with all the synthesis questions combined, all the synthesis types from unit 1 to unit 11. Go check that out, Joseph. Go download it, go look at it, go read it. Okay, it's good to see you. These 2 files, go and review them. Then in your English file, look at all the unit booklets, check out your grammar and check out your synthesis exercises in those unit booklets, and then go into your tests and mastery quizzes and your revision papers in your English files and look at all your mistakes and learn from them. Okay, so that's all for this evening. I did say 15-20 minutes. It's now 7:21 on my clock, and I'm done. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Those of you who joined in later, if you're not sure what's going on, this evening I couldn't get my PowerPoint slides to work. That's why you're seeing me in full screen. All right. So I thought I'd just take this opportunity to talk about some of the observations I've made in the earlier videos, and to remind all of you that I've posted resources on Edmodo, and I'm also going to be putting more homework on MC Online and on Edmodo. So these two are the main portals to check in the next few days as you are having your break. All right. Okay. Any questions, anyone? If not, I will be stopping the video very soon. All right. Let's just see. Yes, Mr. Hippo says hi. All right, remember that Mr. Hippo will be joined by a mystery guest next week for one of the live broadcasts, okay? So he won't be so lonely, all right? There'll be a little friend of his that will come along and keep him company. So let's see if any of you are alert to spot Mr. Hippo's good friend who will be making an appearance somewhere around in the next video. Somewhere around. This is Mr. Hippo's normal perch. He usually watches over me from my left shoulder, right? Let's see if you can spot someone else, okay? Hi. Mr. Hippo says hi to all of you, to Jian and Joseph who said hi. Okay. So maybe in a few minutes, those of you who are on the live chat can tell me how you've been spending your time. This is a nice, cool Sunday evening. Thank you all for logging in. How have your holidays, your break times been so far? Any plans for the next 4 days? Maybe you can type it into the chat window and share it with everyone. Just take the chance to say hello. Yes, when the next live broadcast will be, Jia'en, probably Wednesday, definitely there'll be a broadcast. I might do something even earlier than Wednesday, but I'll send out a note through Class Dojo to let you know. Revision, very good. Doing test papers, wonderful. Remember, as you're practicing on test papers, do make sure that you check back on the answers and all of that, okay? Oh, wow, okay. Right, yeah, it's important to do revision. Important to keep yourselves in the, in practice so that you're not forgetting all of the things that we've learned. It's quite a lot of things to revise, I must say, and across all the different subjects, right? So try not to do too much in one day. Break it up into smaller pieces and revise regularly over the next few days. I'd say maybe 1 or 2 hours of revision each day is good enough. You can spend the rest of the time doing practices, going out, exercising. Don't forget exercise, right? Like Mr. Pham says, in class, posture is learning. So sit up straight when you're doing your work, and also give yourself breaks to go out and walk or jog or do some exercises. That's going to get the blood up to your brain, and it's going to help you to be more alert and effective when you do your revision, okay? Yeah, all right. So a lot of you are revising, okay? Yeah, even when you're stuck at home, you can actually do some exercises like, you can do some sit-ups, you can do some push-ups, you can do some, exercises while you're seated or standing at your place. And when you exercise, you actually help to lower the stress levels in your body, and you help yourself to be more focused and attentive to the task at hand. So exercise is a very powerful way to overcome stress and tiredness. So anytime you're feeling sleepy or falling asleep while you're doing your test or your revision, get up from your seat, do a bit of exercise, a bit of aerobics, jump around a little, do some jumping jacks, some push-ups, some sit-ups, and that will do wonders for your alertness, and at the same time help you keep fit and strong, okay? Yeah, playing games, not computer games, of course, right? Do something with your body, because if you're doing computer games all the time, then you're essentially just sitting still and only your eyeballs and your fingers are moving. And that's not really considered exercise. So yeah, you can do a bit of gaming if your parents agree and give you permission, but do some exercise, okay? Exercise is really good for you, your whole body, and for your brain as well, okay? And like I said before the compo exam, eat a good diet, right? Take fish, right? Take lots of water, keep yourself hydrated, don't get dehydrated. Okay, wonderful. Okay, everyone, I am calling it a night. I'll see all of you soon. I'll send out a message. If I have an earlier broadcast, I'll let you know. If not, then I'll see all of you on Wednesday. Wednesday evening will be at 7 p.m., right? I may start it a little earlier, but I'll let all of you know if there is, okay? Right, yes, I have officially ended this video. Okay, good night, everyone. Good evening. Okay, Sishan, if you can't hear me, you need to increase the volume on your device. Okay, everybody else is hearing me just fine. So it's probably your settings of your volume on your device. Yeah. Yes, I will send out a notice to everyone. Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, Mr. Hippo. Bye. Okay. All right. Okay, so you check it out. Bye, Jermaine. Bye. Okay, bye. Thanks everyone for joining me this evening. I'm sorry the PowerPoint slide didn't work. I'll make sure to fix it before the next session. Okay, bye. Bye, Nicole. Bye, Siting. Bye, Jermaine. Bye, Jia-en. Bye, Joseph. Bye, Sishan. Bye, Siting. Okay, bye. Good evening. Have a great weekend and have a great rest this time. Bye.